Hello, everybody, and welcome to Survivor JJC. My name is Colleen.
I'm Jamie.
I'm Mike. Who the hell voted for Mike? Why would you vote for Mike? Mike!
All right, Mr. Jack. Mr. Jack, calm down.
Yes. I obviously didn't have a lot of time to think about it because we saw the ending and the last 15 minutes here. But I'm not going. I don't get the strategy.
I do.
In voting for Mike unless she wanted to go home.
I think she voted for Mike because she was worried. She wanted to have the exact reaction from him that he gave. That now suddenly he doesn't trust it because she's alone on that team now. That if for some reason they don't have a merge, she has to pull somebody over to her. And if Mike thinks he's set with the other two, it's Chanel, right? If they don't merge, so I think that she did that as a kind of, CYA sort of thing. Not CYA, save her butt kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay, now I've got the seeds of doubt in Mike's head. Mike is paranoid and easily kind of swayed a little bit and trusting and blah, blah, blah and gullible. So I think she sussed together who was voting for who and, managed to figure out that putting a vote on Mike was the way to go.
What if someone was lying to her?
What if she built a spy shack and we just didn't know about it?
I thought at this point, with a potential merge, potentially not going to another. I mean, you have to lose a challenge to go back to tribal. I thought it was a stupid move. It doesn't make sense. I get if you're already in the merge and you're trying to stir up crap and you go, oh, Mike's like. Because it's done. People have done that before, but when you're this close to going home and you waste a vote.
But it wasn't a wasted vote.
I think it would have been a brilliant move had Mike not thrown out his phrase. If he had kept that a secret and he didn't throw out his phrase, his soccer phrase, and she did it, then I think she would have made a pretty bold move that could really pay off later. But once he said it, I don't know, because now he's activated this power and now you got someone who's mad at you and blah, blah, blah. But I think the whole tribe together made a mistake by choosing to send Daniel home right now. Because he wouldn't have been their responsibility after this.
Daniel was awkward and fumbling and he wasn't going to get any better. He was going to stay awkward and fumbling.
He himself said he was not a great player.
Right. So, but Chanel, at least she's fighting for herself. She's doing whatever she can. I mean, she had that last ditch move. And
calling everyone out at tribal, this is not a friendship move. This is a game move and this and that. Get her gone. Right. Now, get her gone because she's playing a better game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But all they could see was that they were annoyed that Daniel went swimming with him. But he wasn't even swimming. He was literally just had his arms by and kicking his feet.
Well, I was going to defend Daniel on this one. As someone who has a bad shoulder, has, and I used to snorkel all the time. I never used my arms. I always
using your feet.
When you have fins, you don't use your arms. Now, he put himself in that position. He's sitting out every swimming challenge. Yeah, but he's not doing the challenges with fins on.
Right.
I mean, like I said, I remember we went to Sunset on the beach. We went on a boat tour. We jumped in the water. My shoulder was gone. Needed surgery. I was going to have surgery that summer, and I'm trying to swim with no fins and snorkel, and I had to go get a noodle because I only had one arm. So
yeah,
you just kept turning in circles.
Yeah, I said I'm going to drown because I can only have one arm, but. I'll defend him on that, but it's the image, and if no one who's ever snorkeled before doesn't know that you just use your legs. I mean,
they have eyes; they can see that he's.
You can't collect disability and then go build a house.
That's a good
expect
point.
That people are going to be cool with it.
That's a good point.
No, I know it's an image thing. Like I said,
right.
Like you said, Colleen, you could tell, or either one of you said, he wasn't using his arms. You just use your legs.
Yeah.
Just floating around.
He
Miami wasn't catching anything.
No, yeah, he certainly wasn't.
I thought for sure he was going to lose the spear because Mike said, "Don't lose the spear."
We did too. Oh my god,
he's going to lose it. He's going to lose it and come back. I don't know what happened.
I was also convinced. I was like, "Oh, that's it. He's going to lose the spear, and then they're really going to be mad at him, and he's going home."
He's going to shoot a harpoon through his good arm.
Yeah, I don't think he was using it. He was just stabbing at it. I don't think we ever saw him launch it.
Some Daniel-ish thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like, okay, I have to tell you though, because I'm like, who does this? He reminds me of somebody. He reminds me of somebody for the past few episodes. And then this episode, I figured it out because of exactly that. Because he has a hurt shoulder. Oh, I can't compete. But then he goes out snorkeling. He's George Costanza.
Yeah.
He looks a little like him. I'm like, there it is. There's
maybe that's it because I go, he sounds like somebody. He looks like somebody. Yeah. Maybe it is Costanza. I don't know.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Mike says, I thought that Chanel would roll the dice considering the vote was up to Hai and Lydia. And I think maybe she also just thought, oh, they hate Daniel even more than they hate me.
Again, I agree with you guys.
Right.
I agree with you guys. I keep Daniel and I don't. I get Chanel because Chanel's playing the game.
Yeah.
Daniel's a mess.
Yeah, he's a mess. He's a walking mess. There's no way that even if he gets to the final three, anybody votes for him.
The great thing about liabilities is you don't have to stick close to them.
Mm-hmm.
They'll ruin their own game. You don't have to be a part of it. You don't need to really keep an eye out for them once you hit a merge or a tribe swap, which it kind of looks like we're going to get.
Plus, in a merge, he's no good at the challenges because he doesn't even do the challenges.
Yeah.
So and he doesn't have Sandra's gameplay, so anyway.
Yeah, there's no threat.
So, I don't know. I still think that
I was baffled.
Voting for Mike it paid off for her. It had the exact, reaction she was probably hoping to possibly gain an ally. That I can't say that it was a bad move because it worked out. If she had gone home...
Who's going to be her ally?
Mike. Because he thinks that one of the other two voted for him.
Yeah, as long as she can kind of keep it in that direction,
And because Mike,
I don't know how she because the other two are really tight with Mike. How's she going to spin it that she didn't vote for Mike?
I feel like anybody who's friends with Mike could very easily convince him that Hai is out to get him. Like maybe not Lydia.
He's gullible,
but Hai,
and
he's very gullible.
He made that comment. I did what I was supposed to do, and they still voted for me.
Yep.
So he already thinks it. Like his automatic assumption wasn't that Chanel did it. He probably assumed Chanel voted for Daniel because that's what the normal gameplay in that situation would be to vote for.
Well, if that's the case, then it was a smart vote, but. I think Mike is pretty stupid. He thinks.
Yeah, well.
Bingo.
Or maybe he was because Hai's face at Tribal, I thought for sure that maybe Hai was the one that voted for Mike. But I'm wondering if maybe Chanel cut some kind of side deal with one of the two of them for them to both vote Lydia, and then. Because maybe she said, oh, Daniel might have an idol, or Daniel might have an extra vote, or something that maybe she did, in fact. Or maybe, what if Mike plays his idol, or for Daniel, like he convinces them because they're tight. Like, I think that she might have made a backdoor deal with the two of them. There's a possibility, right?
If you look at the body weight, when it was 2-2 in the original vote, Daniel puts his head down, and Chanel goes, okay, I'll do that too. And then when it came up Mike, and I'm like going, who the hell voted for Mike?
Yeah.
Because like I said, if I'm Chanel, I'm not taking a chance. I'm voting for Daniel.
Well, unless either she took a chance because she was like, I'm going to go out swinging, or she made a backdoor deal with the other two.
Right? I guess we'll find out next week.
We'll find out. I'm sure we'll find out next week. So let's go.
She could blame it on Daniel.
She could, exactly. There you go. Like
that,
so,
very
easy. He's a flake. He's all over the place, and But if I'm Mike, you got to be thinking, okay, who? I don't know. We'll see.
All right. So we have a 2-hour episode next week. That is the episode on April 13th. I know, right? But I guess it looks like we might be in for a 2-part episode with an hourglass. So
Your favorite.
It's
it's your favorite time of year.
I forgot about the hourglass.
Oh, yes.
Do you think it's going to end up in like the worst person's hands?
If by worst person you mean Tori, then yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
No, I don't know who it'll end up, whose hands it'll end up on. JP and Sherry have also joined us. Hey, guys.
I like JP. Believe it or not, Daniel isn't at home. Leave a message at the beep. Who could it be?
Sherry wants to know, what was Mike talking about when he said, I kept my word? Because he voted for who Hai and Lydia told him to. And somebody threw his name out, and his vote. And he's assuming that Chanel voted for Daniel. Daniel voted for Chanel. He was the other Chanel vote. One of the two of them was the other Daniel vote. And then one of the two of them, Hai or Lydia, after saying that they were a threesome, went behind his back and voted for him. So that's what he was talking about when he said I kept my word. So let's just go through these tribes, because it seems like this was the episode, like the anti-Kumbaya episode. Like everybody hated each other in every camp.
Everyone's hungry.
People are getting hungry.
It's the what's it?
The Shan effect.
Shan effect. You're not eating. You're not sleeping. It's raining, and people don't shut up.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Vati tribe. Is that Vati? No, I'm sorry. That's Taku. The Taku tribe. Poor Jonathan is on the tribe with all these women who just won't be quiet. And I get it. I talk a lot, but I also need my peace and quiet moments as well. Even extroverts need a moment.
Does.
But when you have nowhere to hide, I mean, it's not like you can go, I'm going to the other room.
Yeah.
I'm going down to the basement.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you can't even be like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom for a second, run the water, and take like 5 deep breaths. Like you have nothing, because if you go off and you're gone for more than like 3 minutes, they think you're looking for an idol. So you're screwed.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they're doing the 7 a.m. news, and usually at 7 a.m. Jonathan's like running a triathlon since he was like a toddler. So that's his quiet time. Poor guy's miserable.
Oh, that's true. It's not easy being Jonathan. Not easy being so pretty.
I don't blame Jonathan, but he had to keep his cool. And like I said, I think he was, when he dropped that wood down and chopped it, I think he was just angry at that.
I think I agree. I got that same
or
impression.
hangry. He's a big guy.
Yeah, he's got to be hurting.
And he's not getting the food intake that he's used to. I'm sure he packs a lot of calories in for his workout. And I think Marianne overreacted.
Yeah. Well, and to be perfectly honest, to be perfectly honest, as enduring as somebody like Marianne can be, she's kind of getting me on edge a little bit at this point too. So if I was like 24/7, it would likely be way too much to be able to not let my frustration show.
She does that thing, when somebody knows that like a camera is on them and they're like super like big and animated because they want to make sure that the best them is being captured. Yes. She's kind of like that. She reminds me a lot of that.
I think she's that way all the time.
I want to see, okay, this is what I'm really hoping, if we're like merging tribes or doing a swap or what have you. I just want, wherever Marianne ends up, I want it to be in the same place that Romeo ends up. Oh. Because I want to see if he can communicate with her in a way to take all of that energy she has and like hone it towards something rather than just spilling it out everywhere. Like we had the whole thing today about his, his whole like loving to be like a backup to strong women, and to, he's a pageant coach. Maybe he could help her rein some of that enthusiasm in.
He might not want to, though.
You think she's not getting caffeine and sugar? What is fueling her?
Just the zest for life.
She's the same, wind-up doll she was
she's
day
like
one that she is today.
She's like what, 20 something years old, 22 years old. That's what it is. She's young.
Yep.
I mean, I'm good at tuning people out that just blah, 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 blah. I mean, I have grandkids and they don't stop talking, and it's like, okay, I need a break. But it's like, I probably would have snapped like Jonathan too. I would have been like, all right, just be quiet. You need to stop. And then, of course, like he said, in that minute, I become the bad guy because I can't take it anymore. And I people look at, I'm the big guy, and I go, yep.
Yeah.
Well,
that's going to be the bad guy if you keep this up.
Yeah, but there's a point where, you got to check yourself before you like cut somebody's foot off with an axe. So there's also that.
Yeah. Now, we could end up with like a nightmare scenario for her and Tori both where they end up together.
Oh my God. I know. They do not like each other, but that's okay. I don't like Tori. And Tori like jumps on. You could tell that Tori is a mean girl and Tori is used to like getting the guy's attention where she's like, okay, Jonathan, like we're best friends. Let's talk smack about all these other women here.
Yep. She knows how to move people around in the position she wants them to be in to give her the best advantage, which is going to be great for her game, but the girl has got to work her social angles a little bit more because there's a lot of fairly nice-ish people on that island with her, and she's going to have to get along with them before she can hang out with the rest of the mean girls.
Oh, I can't see her. I can't see her meeting up with, like, coming face to face with Chanel and Chanel wanting to have any part of that. Like, can you imagine some of the people in the other tribe? Like, hi, Romeo. No. I can't, like, they're going to see right through
she
her.
Did say, didn't she say, I have to do better at something? She has, I can't, it was with Roxroy. She said,
yep.
I can't stand it, but I can't let him know it.
Right.
Which was actually smart because you can't let someone know you don't like them. Not this early.
No, you certainly can't. And you can tell that she's somebody who probably has a hard time with that. It's just in regular life. I think she's fairly blunt if she doesn't like somebody, which isn't always a bad thing. It's okay to be honest. Does she have the ability to hold on to that for a whole lot longer if she's hanging out with Marianne a bunch? Probably not. I mean,
she'd probably go, look, okay, the cat's out back. I'm a therapist.
Where's the lie there, though?
Yeah.
Talking this much is not good for you or anybody else.
Yeah.
And I have found that historically, when there's somebody who like just gets into a disagreement with another person and they accuse that person of being a narcissist simply because they didn't agree with you, that in fact the one calling narcissist probably leans closer to that disorder.
Like, oh, sweetie, it's not all about you.
Can we just say too, with all the downtime, I'll still never understand why they don't build better shelters.
Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, they were sitting in that. They had four of them sitting there in a tight little thing. Where did they sleep? It only looked like it was like 3 feet wide.
I feel like I would become obsessed with that myself. Maybe not. Yeah. If I was tired and hot and hungry, maybe not. But I feel like that's what I would be spending all of my time doing. If I wasn't talking game, I would be building that shelter up. Yep. It would be like 3 floors. We'd have a working fireplace.
Pizza oven.
I would refuse to leave. I'd be like, no, this is my home now. I'm not leaving.
I'm staying here. I just never get it. Why wouldn't you I would put up 4 walls unless they can't because of the cameras. I don't know. Never got that answer, but at least have 3.
They may also like legitimately not have enough materials. Like they might be told like you can only cut down wood from a certain amount of trees in the area because the island, this island is protected and we film here all the time.
True. They are They're staying there. Hence the tarp competition being so important.
So they might be. They might have to be within the rules too.
But the palm leaves. I mean, they'll grow back.
I'm just saying. Marianne is a whiz at braiding those palm leaves together, like that mat that she made in the beginning. If she made a bunch of those for the roof, it would look amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, now they have a tarp, which is great.
Yes.
Yeah.
A small tarp, but it's still something.
Right. So. Yeah,
it's so funny.
That team,
still
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it still counts. That's all. It's just Jeff. It's still good. It's smaller, but it's still good.
It'll still work.
Jeff. That's what they've told you.
I could out of the 3 teams left, and I know we still have to talk about Ika, but I feel like that tribe, Taku, probably has the... It's not Tori, I'm sorry. Is it Tori? Yeah. No?
I'm getting my tribes mixed
I'm getting
up.
my tribes too. It's Lindsay. Lindsay's the one that does not like Marianne. Apologies to Tori.
Yep.
Tori, so they're both mean girls. I think they're both mean girls. I don't know. I don't really know.
Well, to be fair, even though she agreed with Jonathan, like, it's getting to be a bunch of business, she was like, she was giggling and goofing right along. I think she's just going to throw Marianne under the bus.
Yes, exactly. Apologies, everyone. I had my names confused. I'm still, apparently, there's 3 blonde women left, and I'm confusing all of them.
I was just going with it.
Yeah. That's
Too many small tribes to keep track just yet.
Tori is on Ika. Tori is the one that has... Is it Tori? No, Lindsay's on Ika. Jesus, Colleen. What tribe went last?
Lydia, Lindsay.
Lydia and... Yeah. So, okay.
It's Lindsay. You're right. I'm right. Lindsay is with Taku. Tori is with Roxroy's team, Ika. Yes. Tori has the one
Lydia is with Hai.
All of the eye rolls.
Yeah.
And really doesn't like Roxroy.
But she's got to not tell anybody. She has to let no one know.
I feel like she's probably not going to do good at that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think she knows how to not point it out. And if she doesn't point it out, Jeff surely will.
Yeah.
Because he was all like, your body language is like, you don't like Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah.
Thanks for pointing that out, Jeff.
He's
always good at that.
Yeah,
I did like Jonathan during the challenge when, was it Omar couldn't get the
Omar was struggling, yeah. Jonathan was he's not the only dude. Jonathan's not the he's okay. I feel like we got 17 bad reviews and a lot of people that just shut this off in the beginning because I forgot about Omar. I had Tori on the wrong tribe. Sorry, guys.
We haven't talked about the challenge yet.
No, we haven't.
Challenge. Omar's not glorious braiding.
Poor Omar.
Well, I like how
he does not have the braiding skills of a Matt that Marianne had.
Unbraiding
Lindsay's
skills.
the one that got him to helped him. Go this way, go this way, go this way. I'm like going, I'm not good at those kind of. I said this seems like it'd be pretty easy. Just gotta be
those
patient
slide puzzles look so difficult. I suck at slide puzzles. You don't throw me in front of like a. Yeah, throw me on a Zelda game. If there's a slide puzzle, I'm done. I'll beat any boss. If there's a slide puzzle, I'm out of here. But that one was a braid, so that's pretty easy.
You just follow the ropes.
It's like right there.
And you knew Jonathan could do it in one swipe, but I think he had extra anger. I think he broke the wood too. I think went all the way through.
I think he was so done with saving his tribe from drowning and throwing them over his shoulder and rescuing them and climbing up ladders. He was done. He's like, really? It's a braid. Can we just slide he was done. He was so done.
Yeah.
Who if they would have lost, who would have gone home? Would it have been Marianne or Omar?
Oh, that's tough. I think Marianne.
I think it would have been Marianne for sure.
Because of what we saw.
Because it seems like Omar's not, outside of not doing good at that puzzle, I don't think that he's in any sort of poor position just yet with his tribe mates. So.
No.
Yeah. Because he's really tight with Jonathan. Don't forget, they're their little fearless bromance duo twosome thing going on.
Yeah, and from what I'm seeing, Omar seems like he's probably a pretty likable guy that's funny at the right times and knows when not to be chatty.
Yeah, this was his first big mistake. He couldn't.
And it wasn't even a mistake. He just was struggling at a challenge.
Well, come on.
But
if that would have been Cochran, Jeff would have been calling him out.
Oh, well.
Yeah, he would have.
Cochran is blowing it for the whole tribe.
Well, that's just sport to Jeff. He doesn't work out. He just makes fun of. He picks one dweeby guy and then makes fun of them.
But if it had been Heather, he would have been in tears. He'd have been like, "She's trying so hard. She doesn't want to let her tribe down."
She didn't give up. It took her 80 hours, but she didn't give up. She got the key. Sure, we already voted somebody out.
Play the music. Cue the music.
Can you imagine if it was Suri that couldn't run to the braid?
being a failure. Okay, yay, good job.
I think that might have broken Lindsay if that had happened. And Tori.
A little bit.
Like not even on the same tribe. They both would have been broken though. I do think though that Taku has the best chance of staying together after a merge versus Ika and Mati, who, really don't seem to super get along well. So
right. And I don't think that anybody who thought Chanel was not going to probably stay loyal to them after merge, I don't think any of them were wrong in that. I think she's like, I know what game I want to play, and this is not it. I feel like she's likely going to go much further than her current tribe mates,
right?
If she can weave through it.
But that's another reason why, like you said, they should have got rid of her.
They should have got rid of her.
They know it, but yet they didn't do it.
They're going to figure it out eventually.
Like I said, Daniel had no. What a couple weeks ago, Daniel proved he had no chance to win.
Yeah,
none. His game was all over the place, and he told Hi, I want to go to the final with you. I mean
it. Right.
At this point, it's like, okay, you're just saying that because you want to stay in the game.
Well, maybe the whole Daniel's like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to fish and I'm going to try this because I see it on Survivor all the time. I think at that point he was like, I'm not going to win this game, so I'm just going to have fun while I'm here.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. It makes sense.
What do we think about...
You can snorkel anytime, though.
What do we think about but you can't snorkel amongst, your tribe mates' poop on Survivor.
Doesn't he live in Ohio or something, though? I mean, that's... you could, but you'd get kicked out of the mall fountain. It would be weird.
Don't they have a river there or something?
Is there like a river someplace in the state of Ohio?
A lake or something?
Does it ever get warm enough?
Snorkel for carp? Somewhere.
I got a catfish. Yay.
All right. What do we think about the immunity idols coming together? I thought that was fun. I loved that. Marianne did her thing and she did her big exaggerated leg. She reminds me of, like, have you ever seen pictures of Kate Middleton, not paparazzi pictures, like pictures from events, and she always has this big dumb smile on, and I'm like, why? Do you ever just look normal? Like, she's always like every picture, and I'm like, I'm
just so happy.
But she can't. Isn't that in her contract? She has to look happy all the time.
It's ridiculous.
You cannot look sad and be a part of that family.
Right. Anyway,
if you're queen, you can, and Prince Charles, you can.
I'm just saying,
if you're one of the new ones,
pay attention.
That's why the other one. That's why the other group went to New York, right? Because
that's definitely not why they went to California. There was a whole lot more involved there.
We are not allowed to smile or we're not allowed to not smile in pictures. We're out.
I'm just saying. Look at anytime you see a picture of her in an event. There's always at least 75% of them where she's like.
Well, to be fair, wasn't that Princess Diana?
There's a lot.
Not like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're not here to talk about. We're here to start Survivor. Marianne.
I'm defending
Kate Middleton.
Yes.
You do you. Somebody has to.
Yeah, somebody. No, nobody has to. She seems like a horrible human being.
Really?
She does a little bit. Not a horrible human being. I think she's a mean girl too. I think she's a mean girl too. But we're again later. We could talk about that maybe for a bonus show.
We only get one mean girl conversation per Survivor episode.
There we go.
I'm going to disagree. I think she's a nice person.
Okay.
Now, but riddle me this, because you made a really great example here, and this is why I often think when I see Marianne that she reminds me of many people who are very bubbly and cheerful and happy and sweet as sugar. But man, when that pendulum swings, it comes crashing down and anyone around them goes down in flames. And so the whole time, I'm telling you, this wraps up into seriously what you were saying. The whole time I watch her get like giddy and bubbly, and it's starting to wearing down a little bit on me. And then tonight, when she told her bunny in the mailbox story for the 100th time, this thing triggered inside of my head. That's from my British genetics that says, don't make a scene. It's time to stop.
Yeah.
This is too much.
You're like, all right, girls, slow down. Everybody now.
Slow down.
And maybe
Stay
that will.
calm and carry on.
Yes, everyone now thinks that you're really losing it. More so than they thought Xander was
like,
with the butterflies.
We're over this. Yes.
But I thought that it was very entertaining because then Drea laughs because Drea knows what she's doing. And then Drea does her thing. And Mike, steps up and he's just like, tells this.
He doesn't even make it work into the conversation.
No, he's just like, he's
like,
soccer.
I'm going to say something and here's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, you guys know soccer. Let's talk about
I coach soccer. My son's
soccer. It's kind of like basketball.
Like Miami Mike said, can someone explain why Mike wouldn't wanted to have his? I think he wanted the idol without anyone knowing it, but his whole tribe knew it.
Yeah, everyone knew it. It would have gotten around. It
would have got around anyway. But like you said, if he didn't have his vote today, what would have happened?
Exactly. Oh, and also, who's to say that there wasn't some more fine print that Daniel just didn't read well enough that, said something like, if the idol has been discovered, because I wasn't the phrasing of the words like if 3 people don't find the idol and, goes undiscovered or the phrases aren't said by 2 other people, then this is yours at the merge. I feel like we might have run into some trouble where maybe he would have, it wouldn't have been correct. Like he might have had to say it once the other 2 people revealed themselves.
At the very least, he was probably feeling a little bit nervous about his understanding of it.
Exactly, because I would.
Okay, but the really important question here for us to ponder is who's giving out potatoes?
Right? Yeah. My first thought was,
how did no one learn?
I know.
Who you have potatoes?
My first thought was everybody else is going to be like, where's these potatoes?
Are the potatoes up there with the mangoes? What the hell's going on here?
Like, hold on a minute.
Because I was thinking the same thing. I said, when did they ever get potatoes? I knew she was just reciting the line.
And it worked because clearly no one pitched a fit, demanded that Mr. Jeff start handing out potatoes. But
they're probably still thinking about the rabbit story.
Maybe they were like la 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 la. They just didn't want to hear it.
I don't know. I just but Cindy, who doesn't watch the show every week, was watching. She goes, "Okay, what's the deal with?" I go, "Look, you need to be a lawyer to figure this out." I go, "I don't understand." I go, there's different things that could happen on it. It's too confusing for me. I just,
Yeah.
Whatever happens, and I'll just go with it.
I'm a little bit disappointed, though, because I really did kind of want to see if Mike could keep it to himself. I miss the days where people could hold on to an idol for a while and kind of let it, come into play at the right time. But it seems like just like in the last 5 years, it's like anytime someone holds on to an idol, they end up going home with it in their pocket. So maybe it's not the worst thing.
I have a petty little theory about that. I think that Jeff was so pissed that his, you know what I'm talking about? What am I going to say? Go ahead. What am I going to say?
That his twist wasn't going to pan out the way that he wanted it because someone had to say these stupid things?
No, I think he was so upset and had to field so many personal phone calls from Andrew Savage after he was idled out by Kelly Wentworth. Completely secret idol. And he was like, that's my friend. How can I do this so that no woman can ever get rid of my friends again? Or people like hoping to go far, that he was like, that's it. At some point.
We're going to figure this out.
Right? And then he had a year in quarantine. He was like, I've perfected my idea.
Yeah, your idea sucks, Jeff.
Boo, Jeff, boo.
But
remember when you were thinking about making people work on the island to earn fake money, to earn idols? Maybe we should go back to that.
Oh, and that was so confusing and dumb.
I forgot about that.
Oh my God. What
okay. And that was never a factor anyway, except for the peanut. I don't know.
The peanut butter. Okay, question. Which do we think is a worse idol twist? The Tyler Perry idol or the three people having to say the idol thing together?
I'd go with the 3 people saying things together.
I have to say the 3 people thing, because it might be a personal issue, but I just cannot handle people saying stupid stuff.
I disagree. I think the Tyler Perry idol was worse because you can literally change the outcome of what the tribe decided after the fact, right? So that takes the gameplay out of it.
That's no different. Is that any different than the hourglass?
Well, the hourglass is dumb
like
too,
kind of
but that's still playing the game in a way. Like I feel like the Tyler Perry idol, because that was the one. In case anyone doesn't remember, it was Tyler Perry's idea where he whispered sweet nothings in Jeff's ear, and he was like, "You should have an idol in which after the vote is read, someone can still play it." And it's like, well, then that just takes away the whole fun of playing the game, because you could just be like, just kidding, here you go. So I think that at least they still have to play the game to the best of what they can do. They have to think in their toes. They have to ad-lib how they're going to insert it into conversation. And now they have this added element where, isn't it, if the other 2 people get voted out, I'm sorry. If they
superpowers theirs, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all very computer game to me. Like, it really
Especially
feels
when you're
like
not when you're not eating, that's confusing.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, exactly. So I understand why you're going to need to reread these instructions a bunch of times. But I think of all of our newest twists that we've dealt with in the past 2-ish seasons. I think the best new twist I saw is you can ask for an idol and get it. Like, you could ask someone point blank if they have an idol, and they have to answer, and you get that idol if they have one.
Yes.
It did at least lend itself some entertaining, gameplay last season, thanks to somebody blurting out about, oh, they have an advantage. But I hope that one comes back again this season, and that there's no spoiler on it, so we can actually watch it happen. As long as it's not against Ty, because he's my winner's pick.
Now, do we
if it happens to him, I'll hate it.
Do you think that idol was that idol was hanging from the tree the whole time, or did they just say, okay, they're not even looking for it. They walk this path every day. Let's just put the idol hanging from the tree. They will not be able to miss it.
Right.
Because it literally was just hanging from a tree, wasn't it?
So I like to imagine that there's someone on the other side, of the cameraman. They're like, okay, here's the deal. We're going to throw rocks in the general direction.
Yeah.
We can't tell you exactly, we're going to throw pebbles.
Or they could be like, hey, come this way towards your mark. Your mark is right down this path, okay?
Warmer,
you know those
hot,
lights those lights that people have directing the plane?
Well, and also it makes sense. It makes sense. So, Evie from last season, they tweeted out their the note of, not their note, but a beware idol note, which, and it says if the idols are not activated by the merge, and thank you to Miami Mike for sending me this, if the idols are not activated by the merge, the vote penalty ends and your idol is forever dead. So I guess they tweaked the rules for 42. And that makes sense when you think about, okay, we probably have a merge next week, or the tribes are coming together. This is the last opportunity for this twist to work out. They need to shove someone in that direction. Otherwise, they've lost an opportunity.
It's all for naught.
Do you think they told Mike, maybe before they got together, you might want to say your clue?
I think it could go either way. Yes, I think that it is 100% possible that they said that. But I also think it's equally as possible that Mike just, anxiety attacked, freaked himself into, okay, I better say it.
Because he was adamant. I'm not saying it. I don't care. I'm not saying. All of a sudden he goes, Jeff, I got a story about soccer. It's just like, and they just
I
said
like
it
to
was a
imagine
game time
that
decision. I think he got pushed. I think that's the only problem with Survivor reality shows is sometimes the producers, they want to keep their little things going. Like I said, it was right out in the open on the final week they could use it.
Right, maybe during a confessional, they're just like, oh, won't it be cool when somebody else says their thing? Are you really excited about that? It's going to be such amazing TV when everybody else hears your clue. They don't have to tell him to do it to get someone like him really excited. So
I wonder if
here's the other, and he's like, oh, I want to be a part of this.
I wonder if they learned that psychological persuasion from Tori the therapist.
You want to play your
for her class.
You want to play your idol. You want to say the clue.
You want to play your idol. Idol you must play.
Because the other tribe, we never even saw them looking for an idol, right? I'm sure they did, but we never saw it. So they go, we're gonna go out and look for an idol.
I think we just didn't see it because it wasn't a big deal. Like
I know, but to me, it's
a waste of screen time.
The others were at least hidden in the dirt.
Yeah.
This one's like,
this was definitely undug up and like hung like a Christmas tree.
It's the Ben idol.
The Ben idol.
It's like when you have like a bunch of kids doing an Easter egg hunt, but you've got like a toddler, so you have like the toddler eggs, and you tell everyone else like, don't grab the obvious ones because that's for the little kid.
Yes, I had to do that this weekend. There were
this year we're doing different color eggs. I think
there you go. Everyone has an assigned color egg.
You got the blue ones, you got the orange, because we have,
Well,
Zach
what you need to do is start putting like punishments in certain eggs, like the beware idol.
But you know what?
If you get the bad egg, you're gonna see. That's what we did. If you get the bad egg, you have to do something embarrassing in front of all your cousins.
It's funny because
that's been my in looking for an idol, instead of having this stupid 3 idol thing, is if you find an idol, sometimes you lose a vote. You don't get get an idol. There's a risk. I like there being a risk involved in find. Idol shouldn't just be, here it is, it's under my pillow. There should be a risk involved in finding an idol.
Like when they had to sneak into the other tribe's camp at night.
Right.
That was awesome.
But I'm saying like I said, I lost my vote. I think we talked about this before. Okay, you're in trouble. Here's my idol.
Right.
It's gamemanship where who's going to turn down an idol if they don't know the clues.
Right.
Right. I think that would be more exciting than this stupid, hey, there's a rabbit, there's a potato, and
I still kind of like it. I like that it just adds a different element to the game. Would I be heartbroken if it went away? No, but I kind of like it. I'm not opposed to it.
This is more gameplay. Is that okay? You can find an idol, but you can also find the rotten egg. You can find the rotten egg.
Right.
I feel like it has a really great starting point, and I hope that they kind of have a bunch of staff meetings to go, okay, we know that we've got something maybe that could be really good, but like what could we do to actually create good, intriguing story and drama with this rather than just repeating this
because
week.
This isn't really gamemanship. What I'm trying to say is because everybody knows when you're saying this stupid clue, you have an idol. Like you said, JB, you don't. The key to having the idol is not letting anyone know you have the idol.
Have it, yeah.
So, but everyone knows you. So right away, you have a target on your back.
Right. Well, so remember when we had the idol that if you got voted out, like you had to hand it, you had to will it to somebody.
Right.
I loved that. That was fantastic because that set us up for having all sorts of secrets that even when you were like leaving the game, you still had a part to play in the game.
Right. Yeah. It makes it more, because that's always been my biggest gripe about how Survivor's evolved. It's been less about the players and more about the producers trying to make. I know they got to make it interesting for television, but I think they've taken the gamemanship out of the game and made it more about the producers and how they want. The producers are dictating the game, whereas before it was really you had to play the game, you had to survive, all that different stuff.
Well, don't forget, it's still a business. Like Survivor is still a business.
I
get
it.
To do what they.
For me personally, I don't like some of the twists and turns they've done. It's just like I said, this I can't wait for this thing to be done. I think it's stupid.
Miami Mike says, I like the idols. Sorry, this is taking. I like the idols that are hidden at challenges.
Yes.
So it's like do I help my tribe or do I help myself?
Yeah, I like that too. That is great because then you get a little bit of the inner dialogue.
That's the Dalton Ross idol.
Trying to be shady.
Yeah.
But this will give you something that too. Is that it could come with a risk.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that's what the beware advantage.
You risk getting it. My God, I lost my vote for my next tribal council, because losing a vote is huge.
But that's the beware advantage until the other three, like you.
But again, it would be fine, the beware advantage, but it's the stupid thing you have to say where everybody knows you. Not only do you lose a vote, everybody knows you have it.
Well, I do think that. I guarantee
like that? We won't see it this way again.
We probably won't,
not
because
the
now
same way,
now the jig is up. Everybody's going to be automatically on the lookout.
Again, because if
No,
I found
what about-
beware advantage, nope. Put it right back in its place.
What about the roll of the dice? Do you not wish that we actually got to see them roll the dice?
Probably
Rather
not
than
as
just-
much as Jeff Probst
just
wishes that we got to
Because
see.
all we get is like opening a piece of paper that says that it works for you, it doesn't. But we don't get to see, like, how do we know that that is actually their real result? I mean, we know.
So you're saying there should be like a board. They go,
yeah.
okay, you got number 3, but here it was under number 2 or something like that.
Just something that shows that it wasn't production's choice. This was your actual shot in the dark.
Right.
I would prefer that. Plus, it would be, kind of like when we had Deshaun kind of do his "Let's Make a Deal" like last season. We really had to feel that, like, the tension of his choice. We're not feeling any tension with this roll of the dice at all. It's adding nothing to the show. But if we got to watch them do something and at least see their reaction of their own results, maybe it would be more.
I think it would also help if we actually saw it actually work for someone.
If
like, nobody has been safe.
I think that's Jamie's point. How do we know it's not 6? No, you're not safe.
Right.
How do we don't know? It's like, again, and I think the roll of dice would be really fun because anyone rolling the dice is on the bottom.
Right.
They think they're going home. It would really change the outcome of the tribal council if they were safe, because it would screw people over.
Yep. And it would completely make people think on their toes and possibly completely rip alliances into at least different positions. So I don't know. I miss that. It's sort of like the same, obviously it's a much smaller version, but it's that same excitement you get when something goes to fire, because you don't know, you're watching the result happen in real time. It's just so much more exciting.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Any last thoughts about things that happened this episode? I think we've covered most things. Do we agree that Daniel was probably better to keep around because has sort of like a bumbling dodo. I like Daniel, but
I did like when Jeff says, "You want to know what you're playing for?" And I would say no, but they're all going food, potatoes, food. He goes, "Well, you're going to be disappointed. It's tarps! Yay!" They're all screaming for food, and it turned out to be tarps.
I love tarps.
I can't eat a tarp. You got salt.
They were like this close to going like Lord of the Flies on Jeff. So it's a good thing that they like tarps.
Yeah.
Just like going, I better, okay, it's tarps.
Oh, anything about Shipwheel Island?
Yes, that's what I was just going to say. Okay. I feel like
it was boring again.
As I've had no feelings. I've had no feelings of Lydia, really, except for her Twitter is awesome. No feelings of Lydia up until now. But tonight, I have decided that I think I might have begun to witness a Final 3 edit for Miss Lydia.
Oh.
I think there's something there. I could be totally wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. But I feel like I see Lydia kind of getting her clenches and eyes around the game a little bit. Mm-hmm. And
plus she was out of the
yeah,
she wasn't even at the tribe when they were all talking, and she wasn't even a threat.
Yeah I don't know, and I think that,
or she wasn't,
even though and she didn't spill the beans over to Roxroy, like give him all the information, and nor did he with her, but I feel like they kind of like both of them respected that the other person wasn't going to give too much information. And I think that is going to work to her advantage in the future, especially considering when we watched him bond with Swati. I think there's some good energy there. I think it's going to pan out.
Because they were both smart. They didn't, because usually you get people on there going, blah, 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 blah. I don't
right,
like this
or
person,
it's like just like really like bubble, like they just spill everything over and they become like besties, and that might or might not work. I just think they both played their cards close, but not in any sort of like way that made the other one uneasy.
If you were playing there, would you give misinformation?
Absolutely.
Would you say, okay, this person, we have this person in the tribe and blah, blah, blah. They can't be trusted. If it's someone you don't like, they can't be trusted. They can't, if we merge,
Yeah.
they have to be voted out. We've been trying to vote them off.
I'm pretty sure there's a showmance going on with these two.
Well, the only thing is, at some point, even if there's not a merge, there's a 1 episode tribe swap or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If Roxroy goes back and you know, or Lydia, like, they go back and they share this misinformation, that, you know, there's
true.
You just lose whatever goodwill. Like, I feel like
that is true.
You run that risk.
You're right, because I do remember feeling really, really nervous. Speaking of Evie, like feeling a little bit nervous about her trip to Shipwheel last season.
Yeah.
That, oh man, this is gonna get you later. So you're right. You have to remember that there comes a time to cash those checks. So
yeah, I feel like
but you could also deny it though. Say, I never
yeah, but if it's just the two of you and this person knows, and the only way they can
what's
know
the difference between that and Chanel voting for Mike?
Listen, Jack, you've never been a high school or a middle school girl. We know what we're talking about.
I mean, like, this is where we come in and go, okay,
how do you know?
Are we playing a like a hero edit, or are we going full blown Sandra? Like, you know what I mean? Are we burning hats when no one's looking? Because there's definitely some gameplay involved with that path, but you're right. I mean, it comes with some pretty steep risks, but man, if you could
if you're convincing enough, stir the pot. You want people going into the merge paranoid,
right?
And you want you don't want attention towards you.
But that's what Chanel just did. Chanel is making Mike go into the merge super paranoid.
If that works, it's a great move.
And I guess we're going to find out within the next couple weeks.
Or like point out somebody from that person's tribe who looks like they're doing good in the challenges,
or you
somebody
say,
that
or
you might feel nervous about down the road, but then like really amp that tribe mate of the other person's tribe up, like, oh my gosh, they're super hot and I can't wait to play with them, and tell me all about them, and get that like wheel of paranoia going for them to go back to camp and be like, yo.
Or you say such and such has an idol. We're pretty sure that person has an idol, but they're not telling us. They're pretty secretive. They're really playing the game hard.
We don't know for sure, because then you can back up.
Right.
If it's someone you can't, like Jonathan. Say if I'm going against Jonathan, I can't beat him at the challenges. So it's not like, yeah, we're pretty sure he has an idol and he's really playing the game hard. He's a good guy, comes across really nice. Right. But we think he has an idol, but he hasn't told us. And then
there you go.
Just leave it at that. And so the person that the person you're telling is not going to go to Jonathan. Do you have an idol? This is such and such. They're going to go to their other tribe mates and go to other people. Hey, Jonathan has an idol. He's great in the challenges. We have to get rid of him.
Well, I don't know. It depends on
him and ask for an idol unless they get the twist where you can ask for an idol and receive it.
Right.
And then
oh my
this
God.
whole thing comes into this really satisfying full circle. So I'm with you. I like this.
I forgot about that twist. But, again, you don't know. You have to assess the type of person that you're there with, right? Like Shan and what's her name last season? They assess each other.
They were buddies,
buddies
right away,
right? But you don't know if the person
had that work out for them.
It worked. I mean, the two of them stuck together. It was Shan's downfall in the end, but only because she was hangry. But
because she was hangry and there were boys involved.
Yeah, stupid boys.
Don't touch my mango.
Jamie's gonna spit tea out of her nose. Okay.
Gonna happen.
Oh my God! It's
like the day after the movie, the day after, where Jason Robart, after there was an apple there, he's complaining about someone touching his apple. It's the only thing I remember about the day after. I forget about nuclear war.
That's all you need to remember. It's the best part because it works.
Get away from because Jason Robart always played a grumpy person.
I'm just gonna say this, and then I think we need to move on. I think that you always need to be careful and on your guard when you're at Shipwheel Island, because you don't know for sure what's going on.
I would never tell the truth. I would never tell the truth.
I think I would do it. I would just be somewhat evasive and friendly and try to not.
But that could backfire too. They go, okay, this person's really playing the game because they're not telling me crap.
Well, I would be friendly, and I don't know. It's also situational. You need to assess, just like with the game of Survivor, you need to assess what the person you're playing against is like, and you don't know who they're going to talk to and bring that back to, but you can get a sense of a bit of their personality, hopefully. I don't know.
I think I'm good enough at lying that I could pull it off.
Yeah, you might be until they're like friends with the person you're talking. Because that happened to Evie last season, right? Like,
well, Evie
got screwed.
Wait a minute. But see, even Shand was all like, heads up, Ricard has an idol. You know, like if I'm gone, Ricard has the idol. So like he was her number one and she was still like, here's some awesome treats for your dish. Like, I don't know. I don't know what you do. I mean, if I had to go to the island, or I'm sorry, to Shipwheel with somebody like Marianne, somebody who's just like really super bubbly and talkative and just super friendly, I don't think I'd be too afraid of saying too much.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot would get back to the tribe except for like, oh my God, she's so nice. You know, like I think there's certain people you can just BS with and just be friends with, but then there's a lot of people that you have to match the energy.
Right.
It's poker. You just have to know.
Read the room.
Exactly. Read the room. Exactly. It's poker. Okay, we have 2 emails. The first email is from Shandy, and it's all the hot air.
Shandy.
Hey, SurvivorJJC, please talk about farts on every episode. I died laughing listening to your last episode.
I didn't even know how that got started last week, but it was funny.
But it happened.
Yeah.
It certainly did. There's no denying that one.
In
Supplied, denied, no.
Maybe that's why Daniel volunteered to go snorkeling. He had gas.
There you go. You never know.
I need my space.
In Swati's defense, she said in Exit Press that Drea was actually the one who said, "You're my number one" to her first.
Oh, okay.
And then Swati felt like she had to say it back, but of course in the edit we only saw the second half of the interaction. Even with receipts, context matters. I was so sad to see her go. She made some mistakes, but she seemed like a really interesting person with a lot of potential. Yeah. Y'all are my number one, Shandy. Look at that, Shandy, moving to North Carolina, practicing her y'alls already.
Y'all.
Maybe
you gotta learn the word hey.
Maybe next season. Hey. Oh yeah, hey.
Hey.
Hey, friend. That's the big one.
Yeah, that's a hey with an A and not an E. Thank you.
Hi. 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 How you doing?
Maybe next season Shandy can join us in studio as a guest when she lives in North Carolina.
Especially if she is able to completely capture the "Hey Shug." If she can get that, I'm all for it. I want to see it. I want to see it happen.
Hey Sugar.
Hey Shug.
The next email's from Mandy. She said,
Mandy!
Was the mic voter protection from both playing the shot in the dark and somehow both getting safe? Oh, that's not a bad idea either. There you go.
I can live with.
So it's looking more and more to me that Lydia and Hai were thinking of all their options and made this side deal with Chanel. Like, we will play that. Yep. You do your thing, but you have to vote for Mike.
Because they had no problem voting for Daniel on the revote.
Yeah. So that's a great question. Thank you, Mandy. We talked about the shot in the dark. I didn't even think about it as a strategy. Yes. See, that's one of the reasons why, like...
Oh, Mandy.
To me, it's still a risk, though.
Of course it's a risk. Everything in Survivor is a risk, though. It's a game of a risk.
I mean, you could, like, legit get malaria, so whatevs.
It's
all risky.
A whole bunch of people almost died of MRSA one season. Some dude got dehydrated.
They were really gross.
You got to try. You got to win Australia. You got to get Australia. That's the key to winning the game of risk.
That's the key. That's what I hear. The key.
And apparently, that's the key to watching a really great Survivor season. Okay, focus.
It's true.
It's time to tally the votes.
I've already lost my focus.
I know. Did you ever have it though?
No.
Jamie has 3, Jack has -1, and I have 2.
Speaking of focus, let me get my spectacles on so I can read this.
Okay, fair. I'm going to talk while you're doing that. Winners picks.
Oh, Colleen had Daniel, huh?
I was going. Remember, I said I'm going with Daniel every week until he's voted out.
Until he's gone. You knew you were going to be right once. You knew it.
I did. It's kind of like back in the tribe when I had the strategy of voting for Abby Maria And then she like every episode until she went home and she went out. She was 5th, so I didn't get a whole lot of points.
She did stick around for a minute.
Talk about a good player.
I'm pretty sure, again, she was 5th. Let's see, week 6. Who do you guys think's going home? And we're also going to have a little bonus round. Who do you think is going to have to smash the hourglass? And I think we're all going to assume that they're going to do it. Is anybody not in agreement that they're not?
I feel like it's going to happen. Jeff got his best white shorts and his white tennies on. Like,
that's very true.
There's no way this doesn't happen.
Jack,
and does that person win again?
Well,
let's hope not. Unless
if it does, we'll never see the hourglass again.
It's true.
I do not remember what order we went in last week. So, we must. If it's 6, I'm the third. I'm third listed, so that means I go first.
I think it's you. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Merge vote. I'm thinking.
Do we know for sure they're merging?
Well, no, we don't know that they're merging. We don't. That's right.
I feel like it might just be 2 tribes, don't you? Like they're just going to do a tribe swap and make 2 tribes.
No, I think it's the exact same as it was last year, where they go into the 2 tribes, and then whoever's the odd person out has to go to Shipwell Island. And
okay.
But they have 6. They only have 12. They have 12 people.
4, yeah, 4, 4, and 4.
So there'd have to be a challenge for this. Someone would have to go home first before there could be an odd person out.
What if that person is the hourglass person?
We only have 6 people, really? But we have 3 tribes with at least. Oh yeah,
3. There's 4 on each, right? Yeah.
I did the math. It's 12. I did it 3 times, and I used a calculator.
He's done it, and he ate a full meal beforehand, so he's already doing math better than these folks have been.
Good on you. Okay, so. Well, let's just. I believe.
Or they take someone from the losing tribe. They pick someone from the losing tribe to go to spend by themselves.
There we are.
And they break the glass. They choose to. Well, why wouldn't you choose to break the glass if you're on the losing tribe?
It's one way to ensure the glass gets broken.
Yes.
That's true.
I don't know. We don't know. I said 2 hours.
That's going to make our guesses even more exciting.
All right, let's operate under the assumption we have a 6-6 split. Somebody from some tribe is going to have to break an hourglass. Then fine, we can add a do you think they will, do you think they won't thing. That's fine. And then who do you think's going home? So we have 3 things that we need to pick for this vote.
There'd be no math.
Well, in my perfect world, it's going to be Tori that goes home.
Right.
Really like her.
I think she's
had
safe.
my way.
I know. But we heard about how the people that we heard spoke negatively about tonight was Marianne and Roxroy from each of their teams, which leads me to believe, and I really hope that it's not. Can you imagine if it's poor Marianne that has to break the hourglass? Oh.
I think she would love it. It's okay.
I do too.
It would take an hour for her to do it.
See what you did there. Okay, let me start. Hourglass, and then I'm just gonna put. I'll change the color. Mess around with the colors later. Hourglass. I think Marianne is gonna have to do the hourglass. I think she's gonna do it. I think she's gonna do it. So that would be 2 points if it's Marianne and her. And as for going home, I'm going to guess, I want to say Tori because I really don't like her. Because if Marianne is my person, I mean, it's either going to be Marianne or Roxroy most likely. But Roxroy is my winner's pick, so I don't know if I could do that. All right, I stand by this. Marianne hourglass in the sand with the hammer. And Roxroy. No, Tori. Jack, who do you... I'm sorry, Jamie. You're 3 people for that. I'm just going to keep it in the color that way.
All right. It's a little bit... I think it might be a little bit of a stretch, but I'm going to bank on the fact that Mike is fed at least enough information from.
Oh, Mike! I forgot about Mike. Gosh darn it! I should have voted for him.
Either
Damn it.
Kai or Lydia, that it gets him enough paranoid that he gets the vote to go home.
You think that?
I'm hoping that it plays out, because I think it might make some good TV. But yeah, I think Mike might be the
okay, guy. You're right. You're probably right. It's gonna be Mike.
And I feel like there is a good chance that Lydia is gonna get that hourglass.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you think Lydia?
Because she's not great in her competitions. Like she hangs in there, but like, you want to know what it is? It was her tweet from like last week that said like #normalizing bad playing.
Oh, that's right. I did see that tweet. Normalize doing bad in the challenges.
And I feel like that was really optimistic. So I'm going to say she gets an hourglass.
Okay. And you think she's going to smash that hourglass?
Oh yeah. She's super going to smash that hourglass.
Right.
There's no doubt.
Will she hit it?
Like in slow motion.
I think she messes and hits Jeff's foot.
No, that's only if what's his face.
She does not get a winning edit then.
All right, Jack. Who do you think's getting the hourglass?
Jamie
do you think
stole
they're
my
gonna
thunder
smash
because
it?
I think who's ever going home is going to be one of the three that have the idol that people know about. Because if you're merging, you go or you.
Get rid
any
of
chance to go, all right, we all know that person has an idol. At least you can put votes on them.
Yep.
So I think Mike does go home. And as far as smashing the glass, I was going to say Lydia, but I don't want to be a copier.
Copycat.
So,
I didn't. Okay, I agree with you guys. I think it is going to be Mike. I let my eye rollingness, my despise of people that roll their eyes.
Tori's not even on anybody's radar yet.
I know.
And I will take Mary Ann. I agree with you, smashing the glass.
Yeah, I don't think that's
again she has the. They're going to really go after the people with the idols.
Yeah, and they're going to be like, "Can we just get a break from her for a minute?"
I agree.
She just go for a few hours.
All right, so if she's over there talking by herself,
like nobody wants to vote her out and be mean, but like maybe a break would be all right.
There we go. Okay, so I get a point for saying
I'm shocked she's single.
Oh, stop it. Stop it right now. I get a point for saying Daniel goes home. As far as where our preseason picks, Jack had him final 3. I had him merge, and Jamie had him pre-merge.
Final 3? I did have him final 3. I thought
you did. So now, Jamie's in the lead with 4. Jack still has -1. And I have 3 points.
Oh man.
Yeah, I thought he was a better after the first week. I thought he was a pretty good player.
Yeah,
he did.
I think we all did.
But the second week, I was like, God, I can't believe I picked him final 3. He sucks.
You're not like, we aren't the only ones. The overall consensus that I have seen from the Twitterverse and all of our Survivor watching friends is that, I'm interested in this Daniel guy. He seems great.
Man, I'm so bummed. I should have picked Mike. You guys are totally right. Like, it's just a classic. It's just classically being set up that he's going home. Darn it.
Oh, rats. But see, watch. You know what's going to happen is there's going to be a twist, and then you're going to get the point.
But maybe Marianne smashes the glass, and he doesn't go home.
There you go.
Whoa, there we go. I guess we're just going to have to see what happens. All right.
Intensified.
Oh, maybe 2 people go home next week. Do we need to pick second people?
Yeah, it kind of seems that a 2-hour, there might be 2 people that
because don't forget last week.
No, because the hourglass thing.
The hourglass thing, we had a cliffhanger last year.
Yeah.
Last season, rather, and that was annoying because nobody went home.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with 1, and if 2 people go home, then I don't know. Okay, fine. Does everybody want to pick a second person in parentheses?
A backup?
Yeah.
A backup?
I'm good.
Okay, I'm good too.
Yeah, I think it's all right. I'm pretty sure we've.
I think we're only gonna have one person. There's only 12 people left, right?
Yeah.
And if we're gonna have a final 3, there's only so many. Yeah.
And once the show over, it's over in May?
It's May 22nd, I think.
Yeah, because we've got a short one.
Yeah, that's what she said.
That she said, yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, it's May 25th. Sorry, the finale is May 25th.
May 25th.
All right.
Yeah. All right. On that note, everybody, thanks for playing, as always. This was a lot more fun to talk about than I thought it was going to be when I came down here. So thanks, guys.
They were like, not fun episode. Boo.
No, it's fun. This season's been fun so far. I think it's just I really love the characters of last season so much.
Yes. Well, and there was
not a lot of personality
gorgeous hair last year too. So I'm missing that.
Oh
yeah. Me too. Me too.
Some beautiful hair.
Anyway, thanks, guys. If you have any emails, feedback, please let us know at SurvivorJJC@gmail.com.
Also, if you want Mike banned from the chat, let us know.
No, I'm going to protect.
We like his contributions.
Mike he's got my protection for the next at least week. We'll see what happens next week.
He's good.
I'm going to break. Can I break the hourglass?
Next week you can, not this week. There's no hourglass this week.
Bye, Mike.
Next week. Thank you to everybody that joined us live tonight. If you do want to join us, it's generally the link is shared on Twitter, which is @JandJack, or my Twitter, which is Colleen84.
Or subscribe.
Or subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you'll get notified when we start. The Facebook group, if you're in the Facebook group, I post the link in there too. There you go. Thank you to the patrons, especially the ones that contribute a certain level, and that would be Eckhart Rickner, Tack from Tokyo, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with a Plan, and Ed the Creepy Mailman. If you'd like to become a patron, you can go to patreon.com/JandJack. I'm learning how to do that all on one breath, and it feels
You're
like an
getting it.
accomplishment.
It's really rolling nice now.
I know. I'm getting proud.
You don't draw pictures like Matt does, though.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I can't breathe. But no, I do not draw pictures. I do not. My children do, though, so maybe I can commission one of them to draw you something. Can't guarantee it's going to look like a person if it comes from Alex, but it'll look like a blobby Stay Puffed, and really...
Here's my artwork when we're doing the Ramblecast.
Nice.
It's just me doodling as we're talking.
Therapist would have so much fun with that.
Oh,
we should
so
call
fun.
Tori. We should call Tori.
Yes.
She knows what she's
Well,
doing.
Nick said I was probably a serial killer. And I said, well, maybe. But I will never tell.
Never tell. And guys, if you have been able to watch this season of the Australian Survivor, we had the finale this week, and myself and David and Christy will be doing hopefully Christy will be doing a wrap-up tomorrow at the Crazy Hank TV at 8 Central. So, yeah.
So it's youtube.com and search Crazy Hank TV.
You'll find us.
You'll find them. Oh, one more thing. Jamie shared with me some really exciting Survivor alumni news today.
Oh my goodness. It's really great.
And this, honestly, Shandy wanted farts, but Shandy, I can't give you farts, but I can give you piss. So here we go.
This is exciting news, everyone.
Everybody's favorite birthday boy, Rodney, is now selling his own pee. Is that what it is?
It's a miracle cure. It fixes everything.
So it's like that reality star that was selling her own farts but ended up in the hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of those 90-day fiancé or something
Yeah.
like that. She was selling
Move over, ivermectin. Okay, Rodney's pee is going to cure your COVID.
She made $50,000.
He means it.
So he's selling his pee in a jar?
I don't
know. Pee.
I don't know if it's in a jar. I kind of read it while I was on the go before.
I got a link. For you.
It's in a mist spray.
Ew.
Is that Chanel?
No.
Chanel number 1. Is that Chanel number 1?
It's Lavoie number 2.
Number 1.
No, Lavoie number 1. After spending 6 years on this journey in health and healing, I was finally introduced to the most powerful discovery of my life. What you have been brainwashed to think is a waste product, I'm referring to our urine. There's no commas or punctuation in that sentence. It just is as it is. I have spent countless hours going through the scientific studies and the abundance of literature with remarkable testimonials. This discovery was that our urine was not a waste product, but rather one of the most powerful substances in the world. So yeah, he's peddling pee-pee.
Yeah. It's the elixir of life, let me tell you.
It is. If anybody,
I'm up like every 3 hours, so maybe I can make a living at that.
Oh, man. There you go, Jack. There you go, thinking entrepreneurially.
Yeah.
There it is.
So there's video
I
tests.
just put a bucket by my bed instead of. So anyway, what's that? I go, it's just raining.
It's my side gig. Leave me alone.
A couple
things. More beer.
A couple things. All right. This is all to sell tickets, to sell seats in his course, Uriniversity, as in Urine University.
Yep.
There's courses, there's testimonials. So he actually convinced a bunch of people to drink their own pee.
What? Oh, they're drinking the pee.
I don't know what they're doing with the pee.
Is it on ice? Because I don't know if I could drink warm pee.
I don't think they're drinking it. I don't know what they're doing with it.
Is it chilled? I need a big ice cube for it.
Well, when it comes out, technically it's hot. It's your body.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want
two big ice cubes for it.
It's urine therapy. So Google urine therapy. That's a thing. I don't think they're drinking it, to be fair. There's way too many videos. I mean, I know that a whole bunch of people can be convinced to do a whole bunch of stupid things or one stupid thing. But I don't think he convinced this many people to drink their own pee. So
didn't the astronauts drink pee? Didn't they have it like recycled?
Yeah, but it was like recycled and filtered and made back to just being water.
But at least they drank their own pee.
Oh my God, Miami Mike. If you buy a ticket to Uriniversity, do you get a notice that says you're in?
Oh God, one could hope, right?
Oh, okay,
you better get something out of it.
Look,
I'd like to frame that.
Okay, Jamie Joe is, after I post the link to this episode in the Facebook group, Jamie Joe is going to go in and post the link to this Rodney's Uriniversity on a website.
It's, really
it's hosted by a website called .mykajabi.com.
Why not?
It just gets better and better. So, that said...
Is it like anti-aging? What does it do?
It's everything.
Really?
It's everything. It cures you.
Does it grow hair? If it grows hair,
I don't know. His hair seems to be very long and luxurious compared to his season hair. So maybe that's an attribute.
Maybe that's the stuff
urine
McConaughey is rubbing on his.
Okay, we're.
All right. Yeah.
So creepy. Probably true.
All right. Honestly,
I had no hair transplant.
Am I pissing away my money if I buy a ticket? But all right, on that note.
He's no straight shooter like Colt McCoy, right? Mike?
Oh, boy. All right. We are wrapping up, and we're going to leave you all on that wonderful note. This link will be in the Facebook group. If you needed another venue, like Twitter or something, message us. I refuse to post this on my main feed, because then I'll be forever associated with it. Okay, on that note, my name is Colleen.
I'm Jamie.
I'm Piss. Or Pee-Pee.
I'm Pee-Pee Jack.
Gobble it down and the plate comes back for Pee-Pee Jack.
Yep.
Got electrolytes.
How it had to be. How it had to be.
All right. Bye, guys. Thanks for listening.